Very good afternoon and namaste to all the teachers, educators, all present here today, and hoping that you had a wonderful day so far. Still remembering yesterday's session and a very lively, interacting audience, uh, requesting you all to continue with the same enthusiasm today also. And if your bandwidth is permitting you, please try to keep your videos on. At a different time, so it helps us to connect with you, feel that we are together in some sense. So taking these sessions forward, the Heartful Teacher sessions, intervention of 5 sessions, today is the second topic. Before we go there, and while Anjali was asking you all yesterday, how have been you are engaged in your vacation so far, I was wondering, we talked about happiness yesterday and vacation, summer, and how can we not talk about mangoes? Anybody likes mango as much as I do? Please mention your favorite brand or favorite type of mango, the name of the mango. Like, I'm in Ahmedabad right now and we eat a lot of kesar, the sherry, yes, Malika, Banganapalli, Alfonso's, Rasalo, Pairi, wonderful. Malgova, Hapus. Yes, Sendura, Devgad, Banganapalli. So I also see a lot of teachers joining in from Tamil Nadu, from Andhra Pradesh, from Maharashtra, of course, some from Gujarat, Himsagar. Okay, Rasalu, Swarnarekha, wonderful, Ratnagiri, Rumani, of course, Himayat, Neelam, Utapar. Wow, wow. Are we going to talk about, only talk about mangoes? Yeah, for now, yes. Thank you. Lilau. Thank you for all those names, and few of them are new for me. Imam. Yes, Imam Pasan. Definitely from Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. Well, talking about happiness and mangoes and holidays. And cherry on the cake, I think, these 2 hour sessions, not only that we are learning together, we are also exploring the inner self. Also reminds me yesterday's topic about a famous movie of Will Smith. Anybody? The Pursuit of Happiness. And he says a wonderful line there, that it is I in happiness and not why. And that's what we are exploring along with what we are learning to sharpen our skills when we go back to school, learning new skill sets, understanding different perspectives, sharing ideas. I think it is also important, connecting with our own self, remembering that I, giving that little time to the I within us. So once again, warm welcome to the second day. I am Swati Patel, your host for today. And let me introduce to you our facilitator, Nirmala ma'am. She had a wide experience in the field of education. She had also been a very prominent team member in Heartfulness Education Trust. Nirmala Lakshmipati, she is a heartfulness trainer and a strategy and a central member in strategy and training for heartfulness education programs. She goes a long way down. 1977, studied MSc at Madras University, B.Ed in late 80s, in late 70s, sorry, and also learned French. She has 37 years of experience in field of education, 13 years as a faculty, 20 as a principal, and 4 years at the head of curriculum development and training. Founder principal for 2 schools, CBSE school in Chennai, Lalaji International Memorial, and IB Candidacy School in Hyderabad, Heartfulness Learning Center, THLC. Heartfulness Value Education Programs From 1995 to 2005 and 2015 till date, she has conducted around 200 training programs and workshops all over the India and touched more than 15,000 teachers, lecturers, and animals. She is especially skilled in planning and mentoring infrastructure facilities, human and non-human resources, curriculum and training to be establishing new schools. And she has especially been awarded Intel National Award for Best Integration of Technology in the year 2004-5, while the technology in the school was still a very new thing at B.S. Mukha Senior Secondary School in Chennai, and was a member of the team which prepared and published the first VBAC Teachers Manual from grade 6 to 10 by Heartfulness Institute. Warm welcome to Nirmala ma'am.
Thank you, Swati.
Would you like to speak to them a little before we go ahead, ma'am?
Yes, I think you put me in the right track by talking about mangoes. I was so excited because just 3 days back I had gone to a village and I got that Himam person and Rasalu. Some had brought from different states and I really enjoyed the taste of it. Okay, it was about watering, and I'm so happy you started with on a sweet note about mangoes, and not the sour ones, but the sweet ones. Thank you all. I've had 37 years of experience, but this is my tagline. I'm retired, but not yet tired, thanks to the heartfulness meditation method, which I've been practicing for the past 30 years. So before we go on, Shwati, I think we can start off with a relaxation.
Yes,
and then we start the session.
Yes. So teachers, we would like to start today's session with that connection with the I we were talking about. And there's nothing like that starting with a short period of relaxation before we move on with our session today. I request you all to gently sit, close your eyes, make yourself comfortable wherever you're sitting. Wear your headphones if possible. Let's begin from relaxing our toes. You can wiggle them a little and feel that they are relaxed like never before. Relax your feet and ankles. The healing energy of the earth is entering through your feet and relaxing as it is moving up through your lower legs, your shins and calf muscles. Relaxing your knees. Feel that each and every muscle in your knee, every fiber is deeply relaxed. Gently moving up to your upper legs and your sitting area. Take a deep breath and relax as you exhale. You're feeling very light in the lower part of your body and very relaxed. Relax your waist and stomach. Take a moment. Be there. Take a deep breath if needed. And relax as you exhale. Just let it go. Gently moving up your attention to your chest. Relaxing your heart, your lungs, rib cage. Moving up to your shoulders, so light, as if they are melting away with lightness. Relaxing your arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, hands, all the way to your fingertips. Deeply relax your back, all the way to the tailbone. Any tensions or stiffness there, just let it go as you exhale. Relax your neck and shoulders, facial muscles, jaws, mouth, ears, nose, eyes gently and softly closed. All the way to the back of your head. Stay there for a while. You may gently come out as you're comfortable. Stay connected with yourself, even with your eyes open. So you all may gently ease out of this soothing relaxation which you're experiencing now. I can see a lot of messages that are not very audible at times. I guess it will get better at times, better with time. Uh, Anjali, can you hear me well?
Yes, Swati.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. So let us move on with today's session. I will let Nirmala ma'am introduce you the topic uh, and get on with it, the wonderful session which she's going to unfold.
Thank you, Swati. And a very good evening to all the teachers and the rest of the family members from all over who must have joined the session. It has been wonderful, especially yesterday, the topic was happiness. I think this century is a century of HQ, EQ, and SQ. Wondering what it is? Any idea what is HQ? You all have heard a lot about it yesterday. Happiness quotient, emotional quotient, and spiritual quotient. So today's topic will be emotional balance. How did you all feel now after the relaxation? I'm asking, feel. How did you feel? Can you just put in the chat box quickly? What was your experience? Calm, peaceful, relaxed, wonderful, light, fresh, refreshing, fresh, felt free. Great. Okay. Thank you, Swati. You made them all feel all these things. These are all feelings. What we experience from the heart is called feelings. And when we express those feelings, they're called emotions. So every moment, every second of the day, we are feeling something or the other, and we are emoting what those feelings are. So today, the flow will be as follows. The emotions, the what and why of it, emotional balance and EQ or IQ, EI, the what and how of it, the spiritual anatomy, the subtle body and emotions, the science of emotions. I never ever thought there could be a science of emotions, but it is there, and a lot of research has gone into it. And heartfulness cleaning process. How do we get rid of the emotional baggage, the emotional memory, the emotional trauma that we are carrying with us for eons of time and maybe so very many years? So this will be the flow for today. And without much ado, let us start off. The next slide. Yeah, these were some of the books I'd referred. There were a lot of articles. I'm sure all of you must be aware. We have Daniel Goldman, very well known, especially in the 21st century. His book is on emotional intelligence, and he's spoken about how emotions can help us lead a wonderful life and how to get rid of negative emotions and go forward and lead our life. He's the father of emotional intelligence books, I think. He's the best person to have even started with EQ. Then we have Bruce Lipton. He has written the book called The Biology of Belief. He's a cellular biologist himself, and he says how thoughts can affect our physical body and emotions, and a lot about epigenetics he has spoken. And power versus force, David Hawkins. And he has dealt with kinesiology, which we'll be dealing with later on, maybe in one of the slides, and how emotions, the emotional frequency, helps to expand or contract consciousness. He's connected these two. And Designing Destiny, of course, by the Heartfulness Global Guide, Daji of Kamlesh Patel, where he's dealt with who we are, what are we made up of, what are emotions, how do we get rid of this emotional baggage. It's a total package, and it deals in such simple language which anybody can understand. And of course, a lot more articles are there by great psychologists, which we have referred to. We'll go to the next one. All these books are available. Now, emotions, the what and why of it. Just looking at children and their expressions make us feel so happy. Yes or no? I'm sure all of you do. Just being with a child filled with energy, filled with positive energy, it just makes us happy. Now, let us look at this little video. Imagine waking up this way. And let's see, do we wake up this way? Do we make our children wake up this way? Let's have a look at it. Kamakshi is helping me out in playing the PPT and the videos. Yes, Kamakshi? We'll all simply love it. And look at the emotions the child is feeling and emoting, expressing. Pure, unadulterated, positive emotions. This is the way children have to get up in the morning. I know a lot of people, they ring the alarm bell, they go switch off the fans, they just pour a little water or shake the child to wake up. Never ever do that. The first thing in the morning is they have to just open their eyes and feel so good. The emotion that they generate during that time will last the whole day through. Okay, so this is a wonderful way, I think, to start off the session. Yes. Now, a mentee for you. Can you guess? Okay, so yeah, how many feelings or emotions an individual can experience, not only in a day, in his lifetime? Just put a number, okay, whatever number you think you know. In the Mentimeter, I think Kamakshi will give the code. Yes, Kamakshi, the code is there in the chat box. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
the code is there in the chat box. Please click the code and start answering. Nimble fingers, fast fingers. I know teachers have become very good at it, especially during these 2 years of online teaching and learning. Yes. Click on the code there. Mentimeter is there in the chat box. Just click on that and start answering. How many emotions do you think we can all experience or express during our lifetimes? I can't see the Mentimeter. Now it's there. Screen sharing. A lot of technology during the past 3 years. I've learned a lot myself. There are many emotions, can't express it in exact number. Reshma was very categorical. Raghavendra says 20. Yeah, I think it's not showing in the Mentimeter, Kamakshi. Is it showing?
Yes,
I can't see the screen.
Yeah, just a minute.
There are many emotions, can't express it. 9, infinity. Somebody was very, very clear. Infinity. Yeah. Oh, it's so small. Yeah. Wonderful. 10, 9, infinity. 6, countless. Very careful. They have been. Many. Oh, wonderful. I'm sure if I was a teacher, I would say be specific. Right. More than 10, 15, 27, 6, 8. Great. I'm sure all of you are guessing. In fact, I had asked you to guess, of course. 20, 25. Right. Okay. Nobody seems innumerable, countless, infinity. Okay. Wonderful. Thank you all. Those who are specific, I don't think I've gone more than 20 or 30. Right? Now let us see what the psychologist Robert Plutchik has to say about it. Imagine finding out how many, let us see, around 34,000 emotions are there. It is mind-boggling. When I did the research and went into reading all this, I was also taken aback to know 34,000 words and all dealing with feelings and emotions. And he says it's difficult for us to name each one. And he's come out with what is known as the wheel of emotion with just 8 basic emotions. But 34,000, don't ever forget. And look at the varied emotions. We can't even name some of them. Wow, unbelievable. Oh my God. Usha says, oh my God. Yes, it's oh my God. Okay. I'm sure the English teachers will be happy to go and refer to it and come out with all the adjectives. Hypothetical question. Nivesha Sridhar says,
Auntie, you need to unmute yourself, madam. Nimla ma'am. Yeah, thank you. Again, Nimla ma'am, you're muted.
problem? Yeah, I think I'll keep
Yeah.
my mouse away. The mouse was moving. Right. Thank you. So now that we've understood, it's an aha moment, a real wow moment for all of us. Now look at the child in the green little shirt. He's keeping it around his face and saying, wow, how can it be? So different emotions expressed here, the facial expressions for the same feeling that they all have. Okay. Now, wow, from Shenbaga, Gomati. Thank you all. Now that we have started off with a wow moment, the World Smile Day. I don't think I was aware. I don't think many of you are aware. The first Friday in October each year. It is the 10th month of the year. So I think it's 1 and 0. I with 0 is nothingness. So let's remember October, the first Friday is a World Smile Day. But let us smile every day. So let us start this with a positive emotion. All of you are ready? Want your videos on? Anjali, Swati, and Kamakshi will be taking all of you to know how are you going to smile? Smile, please. Even if you can't make it, simply fake it. There are mirror neurons in our body, and the brain just believes what it sees also. I see somebody smiling, my brain takes it up, my mirror neurons take it up, and they feel that I'm also smiling. Wonderful. Swati, is everybody smiling? I still don't see the videos on. Maybe I can't see, but you can check out. And how many smiles are there? Now I'll go a lot more into mathematical calculations to again get a wow feeling. How many smiles do you think are there? Categories of smile. There are 19 types of smiles, but only 6 are for happiness. I'm sure Brother Bharat will feel so very low. Imagine we are smiling, but all smiles are not for happiness. Sometimes it's for regret. Sometimes it's just to feel something else. Okay, and maybe a sardonic smile, a smile to put down, a smile of misery, right? But 19 types of smiles. And do you know there is an American smile and a Japanese smile? I think Indian smile must be very simple. And there are 2 emoticons. I doubt whether we can see because the chat box is on. Can we see it? No problem. Yeah, you people can move the chat box or you stop chatting. Right. Now can you see? In fact, I can't see because it keeps moving. Right. No more smiles, please. I don't want emoticons. Rashmi and others, just now look at the American smile, Japanese smile. Can you see a difference in the eyes and the mouth? The Americans believe that it's a 2D smile. They look at the teeth, and when people smile with the mouth open, that's the emoticon they have. But eyes, they don't give importance. But in a Japanese smile, the mouth is just straight, but they smile with their eyes because they normally don't express themselves in groups, right? They look at eyes to understand how a person feels. So whenever you look at an emoticon now, because we use a lot of them, check up to which category it belongs, all right? So are there only 19 types of smiles? That's what the researchers in psychology tell us. But our Indian sculptors are still better. Let us go to the next slide and check up. Oh, Aditya is giving a smile, all grin there. Thank you, Aditya. Right. Now, this is an idol. What happened? I did something. Yeah. This is an idol in Tamil Nadu in a district called Karur. They're not sure when it was built, maybe the 19th or 18th or 19th century. And there are 25 smiling emotions shown on 25 faces, which makes up one idol. What amazing thing they have done. And can you sort of spot out? They have not named it, but there are 25 faces with 25 different smiles. Our Indian sculptors are great. Only thing is they didn't do any research on it. And the Western psychologists have identified only 19. I think they should come all over to Tamil Nadu to check up and again give some names for these smiles, right? So we are one up now. Now we go to the chat box, right? It's all done now. We've got a lot of information, a lot of statistics, and I'm sure all of you are smiling. Superb, says Lata. Sure, Lata, it's superb indeed. Now we'll go to chat box question. Next slide. What is an emotion? What is an emotion? You can just type in the chat box. You can quickly type. Let me keep looking at it. Feeling, feeling. Yes, it's feeling, feeling, and feeling. Inner feeling, they say. Okay, something we get. Happy feelings. It can be negative also. Expression, revelation, inner feeling. Wonderful. Yes, love. Expression again. Unrecognized, is it? Okay, expression of feeling. Beautiful. There are words used. Communication. You're communicating something. Outer. The feelings that come from within. Inner peace. It shows inner peace. Shows inner feelings. It's an instinct. You just immediately smile. Not, yes, it's a feeling. Most of you are writing it's a feeling. It's an expression of feeling. Two words I'm catching hold of now. It's amazing. It's a mental state. They brought in mind also here. It's a satisfaction. It's a state of mind. Beautiful. I'm sure yesterday Bharat has spoken about happiness being a state of mind. Heartful feel. It's reactions. Wonderful. Voice of our feelings. What a word to use. A beautiful phrase. Reactions to situations. Innumerable. Reflect, react. I'm sure respond also. So, what is an emotion? Psychologists have defined it in different terms. Okay, now let us look at the different. First definition given by a psychologist. They always make it complicated, isn't it? We're all very simple, but we need to understand. Emotion is often defined as a complex state of feeling. Okay, it is a feeling, but it's a complex state, they say. And what does it do? It results in physical and psychological changes. When you say psychological, it means at the inner level. You feel something within, it's bubbling within, and it influences thought and behavior. Three components are there. What is it? What does it do physically and psychologically? And what does it influence? So emotions are very, very important. The moment each one of us was born and we are alive now, the first emotion that comes out, the doctors are checking for it, is the baby crying. Okay, that is it. The cry has to be heard for the doctors to be confident the child is alive. So this is what the psychologists have defined. And most of you have written feelings, expression of feelings. There are two little things which I've always found in some other books which I've read. Feelings are experienced in the heart. Emotions are expressed using the mind. So two little things. I feel, I express. I feel, I am. Okay, these are the words we use in the English language. Beautiful. With other circumstances, mood, relationship. Thank you all. Now, this is one definition. What is an emotion? Now, let us look at three more definitions. Look at this. Again, I've highlighted with the red because we teachers are always there to understand what are the key words in any sentence. They are biologically innate. It is there in each and every one of us. And it is universal to all humans. And how is it displayed? Through facial expressions. Paul Ekman, a psychologist, says, because they're only checking at facial expressions. Most of the psychologists, they're looking at the facial expressions to understand what are the emotions that run, the feelings that run through our mind, because it is expressed through facial expressions. It is also neurological reactions to an emotional stimulus. For example, somebody gives me a flower. The moment I look at the flower and I take up its fragrance, just smell it. There is a brain, there is something happening in the neurons in my brain. So it's a neurological reaction to an emotional stimulus. Brian Farnsworth goes a little more deeper into the science of emotion. So you need to have a stimulus. You meet a friend whom you like, immediately your face lights up because your neurons tell you she's one whom you love. You can be comfortable with her. You see something that's not comfortable, immediately you frown. Again, the stimulus is that, and your neurological reactions will be the neurons tell you keep away, better to keep away. The same may be happening with teachers and students. We love some of the teachers and we also react or respond the same way. So two things are there. Third definition, the fourth simple definition. Human psychic energy in motion. Emotion. It's energy in motion. Simple. And looking at this energy frequency, some psychologists have come out with consciousness theory. Okay, so remember this. Emotion is energy in motion. You feel something and you express it. And there's a lot of muscle movement and also energy displayed. Our inner feelings inside. So we understood what are emotions. Just remember, emotions are expressed, feelings are experienced, and energy is in motion. And every moment, the expressions keep changing depending on how we feel within and the stimulus that we are looking at. Great. Now we'll go to the next one. Now they've categorized emotions. It's such a big topic for psychologists to deal with. But they've taken up basic emotions. And there are different theories and studies. Research is still going on. The Institute of Neuroscience and Psychology, they brought it to 4 basic emotions. And it is happiness, sadness, fear, and surprise. They're put together. I was a little taken aback. One is happiness, one is positive, one is negative. But they say both have the same expression. So they put both together. Fear and surprise, anger and disgust. They have brought it down to just 4. And from here, all the rest of the emotions fall into these 4 categories, according to them, Neuroscience and Psychology Institute. Now, Paul Ekman's input, he has 6 emotions. He has happiness and sadness, all of us are aware. And then there is fear. There is disgust. I didn't know disgust could be such a major emotion to be categorized as a basic emotion. Anger is there, and then surprise. We call it wonder when we look at the children. The child who got up in the video, it was all wonder. It is a still finer word to use than surprise. We are surprised at things, but the child looks at everything with a sense of wonder. So this is the 6 inputs. Now, Robert Plutchik's wheel of 8 emotions, he categorized them into 8 again. He added the word joy, trust, fear, anticipation. Okay, it's very difficult, but they have decided that this wheel of emotions, 8 emotions, will have a number of sub-emotions. So he has rotated a number of emotions. He is the one who came out with the thing. 34,000 emotions are there, which a human can experience. But we have complex emotion. Okay, we have also faced it. A person will do this and then also smile. Okay, you'll be frowning, but at the same time smiling, right? That is guilt, embarrassment, and pride. Very complex. And it doesn't emerge immediately until 24 months. That's what research says. Because they depend a lot upon various other factors, the cognitive development, so many things and situations that have happened in life that finally results in guilt, an embarrassment, or a pride. For example, you're just moving and walking the thing, and suddenly you find you tripped a little. Okay, you're embarrassed. And so you look around to see if somebody has seen you, because we don't want somebody to see us falling, feeling a little not so great about the way we walk, the gait we maintain. There is an embarrassment, pride, okay? And it differs across cultures. So these are all scientific things. I'm not going deep into it because so many articles have been written about it. But then let us look at what our Natya Shastra says. Have they identified the basic emotions? Look at this. How wonderful. They're not scientists, but they developed a science, okay, called the Navarasas. And look at the beautiful expressions. The Bharatanatyam dancer is emoting. She's feeling and she's emoting, which means expressing. You have love, laughter, compassion, anger, courage, fear, disgust, wonder, peace. And I find that the love, compassion, and peace, which is the most important thing in the 21st century, okay, has not been mentioned by any of the psychologists in the basic emotions. Whereas we have it in the Natya Shastra, the Navarasas, the 9 basic emotions. And courage means connected to the heart, courage, to be connected to the heart and act accordingly. So these are the 9 basic emotions according to a Natya Shastra in India, the Navarasas. So the basic emotions. So what are the different types of basic emotions we have discussed with? What is an emotion? We understood the definition. Now let us go a little further into the next slide. David Hawkins combines spirituality and also emotions. Can you beat it? Emotions have a frequency. As stated earlier, it is an energy. It can go up and down. I'm so angry. When I'm excited, the frequency will go like this. Okay? When I'm calm, peaceful, like after the relaxation, it was just so beautiful. So based on the emotional frequency, he categorized the emotions and connected it to the consciousness levels. Okay? And he has 17, listed 17 kinds of emotional frequency. And below 200, he has marked it with red. That is below courage till pride, 175. He used the kinesiology testing, which means using the muscle testing. Okay? He quantified that. And then he brought in the scale of consciousness. It is logarithmic. He's written the book Power versus Force. You need to really read to understand it. And you find it is going up. It is expanding as it's going up from the alpha point to the omega. So till below 200, it is marked red, where the emotions contract you physically, mentally. You're scared. Your whole body contracts. Your mind stops thinking. Your ears practically dilate, but again, there is a fear in it. So below 200 is negative emotions, where the frequency is a little higher. Then from courage, when you go up, there's a lot more balance, where there's an expansion of consciousness. It is like water. When it is like ice, it is solidified, everything contracted. But when you heat it, and then it expands into air in the space, that is expansion. Tapasya is nothing but tapa, which is heat. So that's what happens during meditation, where there's an expansion of consciousness. And we go to the theta, alpha, and delta states. Okay? Now, so you can just read these 8. The highest is enlightenment. He says one person calibrated at 600, which is peace, counterbalances the negativity of 10 million people below 200. So we just need to have few people around with positive emotions, positive feelings, expanded consciousness, and the world can be a different place. Okay, so he is connected consciousness and the emotions. So this is a great study, and the book is also available. Power versus Force. Right. And shame is the lowest level. Guilt and shame, most of us have told, please avoid it. All of us make mistakes. There's no need to carry on a guilt or shame. You just need to clean it away, repent for it, and promise not to repeat it. That's as simple as what Daji, the Heartfulness Guide, tells us. You'll learn about it later. Okay, then we'll go. Facial expressions can tell personal things. Now, what is an emotion made up of? Is it just smile? I just smile and it's over? No, they found a process for it. And there is a threefold process in that. You have a subjective experience where I feel something. I look at an ice cream, okay? Immediately my mouth waters and there is a feeling of happiness within, okay? An expectation, or the mango, as Swati told. Then based on that, there's a physiological response. Immediately, there's an expansion in me. There's a facial expression, okay, which is an expressive component, and I'm waiting to eat the mango. Same thing is a negative emotion. Okay, imagine a tiger moving towards us or a dog barking behind us. Immediately, there is fear within us. There's a contraction. The emotional frequency goes up. Then the physiological response, what happens? There's a fear, our tongue becomes dry, and then palms start sweating, the heart beats, starts beating faster. A lot of things take place from the autonomic nervous system, the sympathetic nervous system. That's a feature, and you start running, okay, not even thinking, but running. Bodily reaction. And the expressive component is the behavior, your facial expression. How is it during this time? So they've divided, all this takes place in a split second, but they say it follows a pattern. You feel, you react, and you express. So that's the way it goes. But when we are very young, it is feeling, thinking, and expressing. But as we grow older, the psychologists say we think, we feel, and then express. But the research is still going on about how this takes place. Yes. So now we've understood what are the components, what is an emotion, what are the basic emotions, and then what are the components of an emotion? What is the process when an emotion is expressed? We'll go to the next. These are basic facts which even I didn't know. But why do we need emotions? The importance of emotions. As you can see, all the answers are here. What do you mean by motivates action? Can emotions motivate action? Imagine an exam time. What happens? And you're the topper, you want to prove. So what do? That feeling of wanting to prove, you start working harder. Okay? It motivates action. You're in a competition, you want to win. And because of that, you start doing things, exercising, practicing, so you can win the competition, win in the sports. Now, helps to avoid danger. This is in the primal brain. The amygdala, as you learned later, the moment something threatens us, there is a fight or flight, freeze or face response. It helps to avoid danger. Amygdala works so quick, 1 by 32 second of a second, 1 by 32 minutes, no, shall I say 1 by 30 second of a second. And then you start running. So helps to avoid danger. Make decisions, but depending on what you feel. You want to join a college, you want to go join a college or become a teacher in a school. You decide, do I love doing it? And based on whether you love the ambience, love the people there, the whatever rules they follow, you make decisions to go this way or that way. So it's based on the feeling that you get, the gut feeling people say. Then others can understand you better. When you're expressing, people understand, oh, she's angry, she's moody, she's happy, and so on. You can understand others better. So these the reason why emotions are important. Would you like to add some more to this? Is there any other reason why you have to emote, why emotions are so important? You can just put it in the chat box if you want, right? Or you just agree with these six. These six are the basics. Nowadays, emojis expression only. Yeah, only emojis express. Others have become quiet, I think, now. We just send emoticons and that's it. Thank you, Subbalakshmi. Yeah, right. So we've understood now the what and why and how of emotions. Now we'll go to the next one. This is the theme that we have started with, emotional balance. So EQ, all of you have heard, it's called emotional quotient. EI, all of us have heard, it's called emotional intelligence. Both sort of mean the same, but they either use EQ or EI. And this is the most important thing in the 21st century. IQ was the most important in the 20th century, where most of us belong, at least I belong. Okay, I belong to the baby boomers group, born before 1965. So IQ was more important there, but no more. EQ, EI, and emotional balance is the most important. And even when we have to join any job, this is what they're looking for. Right. Now, we'll try to understand what do these words mean. Okay. Now, this will be the second part of the thing in the flow, what I have mentioned. We'll go now to the next one. I think there is a mentee. No, before we go to the mentee, let us look at facts, because even I was not aware. This is a research again. The rational part of a teen's brain develops fully only by 25 years. That's why most often we think, why are teenagers behaving crazily? It's not that they're crazy. The amygdala, the process information with amygdala, the emotional or the primal brain, it is at the back, at the base of the brain, in the temporal part. Okay, while the rational part is the frontal lobe, prefrontal lobe in the front. So this develops completely only by 25 years. So they're overwhelmed by emotions. They have more of feelings than thinking. They have become very logical, whereas they feel a lot. And now, just a week back, I had gone to Hyderabad to the ashram, And there I met a child whom I had met 4 years back. Because of pandemic, I could not meet him. He was in UKG, and now he is in second or third standard. So the moment I met him, I wished him good morning. He smiled at me. Then I could recognize his face, but not his name. So I just sweetly asked him, dear, what is your name? And I was in for a shock. The way he looked at me aghast. You don't remember my name? That was his feeling. Just imagine a 6 or 7 year old, okay, feeling so deeply. They're overwhelmed by emotions. And nowadays, teenage does not start, I think, 13 years. All of you will agree. You can let me know. I think it starts by the time they're 9 or 10. Am I right? Fourth or fifth standard, they behave like teens now. Can you put it in the chat? How many of you say yes? How many of you say no? We can interact a little. I want to see some chat responses. Do you all agree that teenage is no more from 13 years? It is much, much lower now because there's a mental maturity because the exposure is so much. Two participants raised hand. Do you think, Swati, we can allow them to talk, or will it take time by the time you unmute? It says 2 participants raised hand. But if you can put in the chat, it'll be easy. So if we have time, we can finish everything later. Is that okay? Thank you, dear, for raising the hand. Okay, now we'll go to the next one. What happens? Again about teens and trauma, because emotional means we are always thinking of the teens. All of us are concerned about the teens. Well, the little ones are always happy running around. It's later on when so much is there in their minds. It's competition, and then they have to prove themselves, and so much to do. It's not easy. And this is the research. It is updated on to 2019. In a country where 15 people commit suicide every hour, and where the act of suicide is the top reason for death, in the 15 to 29 age group, the youth, the adolescents, mental morbidity and depression in children is often overlooked area, but a ticking time bomb. That's why we are all here as teachers. We all have the value education periods, I'm sure. We have the counselors. We are much softer with the children, not like how we were dealt with when we were in schools, right? And the research says almost 1 out of 5 adolescents in India suffer from some level of mental morbidity. Very shocking. 1 out of 5 adolescents. No idea why, but we need to work on it. And that's why we are all here. We have taken up this profession, not just to teach academics. We're also dealing with dynamic human beings, to deal with their emotions, to deal with their challenges, and to support them, to give them a lot of love, and to tell them, we are here to support you. So I've started off on a note where there's an emotional imbalance, okay? And due to various reasons, these are all imbalances. Where it is not normal, it gone to the other side, the negative side. So let us try to check up now. What is emotional balance? Let us move to the next one. Why does this emotional imbalance occur? Thank you, Kamakshi. I forgot about this. It is an impulse, okay? The imbalance occurs when there is an impulse. It means I am pulsating. It is like a seed. That's what Daniel Goldman says, which is bursting to express itself in action. You just tell a child, somebody says to a child, you're stupid. Can't you do this also? Immediately the child runs out of the class. They start crying. They are upset. They don't come to school. There is the seed of an impulse there as a feeling, and that bursts out into an emotional imbalance. It's an action. It's an expression of how they feel. And those who cannot control, regulate this impulse, then they suffer a moral deficiency. That's what he says. Why? Because nerve impulses are conducted at speeds up to 120 meters per second or 432 kilometers per hour. Such great speeds they are moving. And unless we learn to pause, and that's possible through relaxation, meditation, or consciously learning to pause, it will create an emotional imbalance. Of course, we can regret and tell people we are sorry, but that moment, it must have been terrible for everybody. So whenever we are in the class, be very, very alert. The kids can be very naughty. They can really It can be the last straw on the camel's back, as we say. We're so tired and they do something naughty. Let us not burst. Okay, let us not create an emotional imbalance. People used to bang on the table, I've seen. Okay, the teachers, when they cannot connect to the student, they bang on the table. Keep quiet, keep quiet. It's an emotional imbalance. We are frustrated and we do not know how to express it. So what happens? The frustration within us, a feeling, bursts to express itself by banging on the table. Let us not lose our energy. All that we need to do is just be balanced, take a deep breath, pause, and come back to the normal state. So this is the thing that most of us are undergoing because the stress is so much, but we need to know how to overcome and how to be balanced, right? So we'll go to the next one. This is a Menti poll. What does the term emotional balance mean to you? Just a word or a phrase. Anything is right. Anything that you state is right. There's nothing wrong in whatever you state because that's what you feel. Positivity can change their emotions, unable to control their emotion. Okay, they're talking about the emotional imbalance. Right, thank you. The Menti, it's there. Yeah, Kamakshi has given the Menti code. Please click on it. They've written a lot about what I spoke about, the teenagers. Thank you all. Self-analysis, feelings, actions, and expressions. They're not balanced. Being stable in turbulent situation. Thank you, Lena. Beautifully worded phrase. Acceptance with positivity. Cheerful acceptance. Positivity can change the emotions. There's an impulsiveness. Balance all emotions. Now the tact, self-analysis, equanimity, equilibrium, controlling emotions, mental balance, beautiful, a self-analysis, a well-being. When you're emotionally balanced, there's a well-being. And equilibrium, acceptance. Most of you have written acceptance. Combined with trained mind, beautiful. Somebody's used the perfect word. A soundness of mind. Everybody's connecting emotions to mind. Beautiful. It's a mental balance. It's a self-control. When you say acceptance, where whatever is in the center highlighted, that means most of you are talking about that word. There is a pause. There need to be a pause. Then it's an emotional balance. A forgiving nature. Thank you, Gomati. Equanimity. Wonderful. Also in the, you can answer there in the Mentimeter. Heartfulness. Connected to the heart, which is full of love. Forgiving. Self-management. Emotional balance is nothing but self-management. I'm aware of myself and I manage myself. Getting, yes, so many people are answering. There are nearly about 400 people now. Thank you all. So wonderful words and phrases have been given. We all understand what is emotional balance, but the psychologists would like to define it. Okay, that's what they are there for, to understand the process, to understand the various aspects involved in it, to manage our impulses. Thank you all. Thank you. Keep responding. It will get recorded. It will be there with Kamakshi. Positivity, blissful. Alka Khanna says, blissful. How I wish all of us can be in that state forever. Thank you. So now we'll try to understand from the PPT, what is emotional balance according to psychologists? It is a state of being aware of our emotions. Now, you have already heard about consciousness. Consciousness is the level of awareness, and that depends on the emotional frequency. The calmer we are in the green zone, the peaceful we are, calmer we are, it's all frequencies so wonderful, so regulated. Okay, so you can be aware of our emotions when there's an emotional balance. It is a state, and we are aware to manage them in a way that is gentle, honest, and wise. Okay, so beautifully stated. It's not easy. Somebody is there shouting at us, and if you have to pause, if you have to look at them, become aware of how am I feeling. Am I feeling hurt or am I feeling angry? Most often we are hurt, but what happens? We feel hurt, but when we express, it comes out as anger. So the emotion and the feeling did not match, right? But whereas when we are in an emotionally balanced state, we are aware We manage the emotions so that there is a beautiful balance, which is gentle, honest, and wise. We are centered. We just answer beautifully. But sometimes when we are emotional and the other person is balanced, we get all the more irritable. Am I right? Yes. How is it that he's keeping quiet when I'm so agitated, right? But they're emotionally balanced. They're taking a pause. They're reflecting. Exactly true, ma'am. Manogna Kuruva says, very true, Manogna. How irritating now for us. We're already emotionally agitated and the person is balanced. But their vibrations can slowly affect us and we can be cool and calm. That is what they are doing to us. Yes. Oh, Manogna is my student. Thank you. Hello, Manogna Kuruva. Nice meeting a student after so many 20 years, I think. Wonderful. Thank you. Right. So this is what emotional balance means, according to the definition. Aware, manage, and how it's expressed is very gentle, honest, and wise. I am hurt. That's what I'm going to tell them. I'm not get angry with them. What you told me hurts me a lot. And I just walk away if they're still in an agitated moment. But they will calm down. And there is also another thing which they say in psychology. When a person is the emotional peak of anger, don't try to advise them because their amygdala is being activated, not their thinking frontal brain. So whatever you say, they cannot register. So wait for the peak to come down. Let them just rattle what they want to. Just remain calm and quiet. Send all your positive energy to them. Your calmness can make them come down. After they come down, you can say what you feel to them. Then they're in a position to listen. They either listen, they either apologize, or they still don't want to. It does not matter. Right. Thank you. This is what happens in class also. With 40 students in a class, it's not easy. Right. So now let us look at a second definition. It's emotional self-control or regulation. And it's the ability to remain calm, clear-headed, which means the amygdala has been asked to keep quiet and the prefrontal lobe has taken charge. It can think, it can analyze, and then it can come out with solutions. And during a stressful situation or crisis, a big ladder falls down, maybe immediately everybody runs around not knowing what to do. But if there is a calm, cool person, level headed, who's in control of his emotions, he will quietly say, what is it that we need to do? This is emotional balance, even in a stressful situation. That's what happens in our families. Our parents, most often, are so emotionally balanced with all the tantrums that they're throwing. We need to be the same in the classrooms with 40 children behaving different ways, and they're not the same every day. How do we maintain that, regulate our emotions, have an emotional balance, remain clear and calm, and then see that we deal with the situation? I still remember the classroom situation where a teacher so tired says, don't shout, don't shout, don't shout. And I just walk past into the classroom and I stand there, just sweetly smiling and looking at children. Immediately they calm down. Nothing was told to them, but it's a surprise for them to see somebody smiling, but looking at them, not saying anything. Immediately, the whole thing comes down and they settle down. So, if we are emotionally balanced, if you're calm and composed, we can create that in the children also. Okay? It is difficult, but we can do it by practice. So, this is emotional balance, they say. We have seen what is emotional imbalance in teens and what is emotional balance, the definitions. Right. Now, let's understand what is EI and EQ. Is it the same as emotional balance? Let us identify. Now, according to psychologists, again, it is categorized. It is made up of two competencies. Personal competency, dealing with myself, oneself. Social competency, dealing with others or the society. So, what I see and what I do, there are two things. One thing is we become aware of ourselves, then we can manage ourselves. We become aware of others, and then we can maintain the relationship with others. So there are four components, two competencies, and four skills, right? So emotional intelligence is made up of four core skills. Am I aware of myself? That is what we do in meditation. Close your eyes, introspect, and go within. And once I'm aware of myself, then I can manage my emotions, manage what I do, manage my behavior and my actions. The same way, if I'm aware of others, right, how they feel, how they are, then I can maintain the relationship with them. Each and every one is different. Nobody is the same. So the way we interact with each one depends on how much we are aware of them as a person. So EI or EQ consists of 4 core skills. So what is the difference between this and emotional balance? Let us again look into the next definition. Is emotional balance dependent on it? The connection, it comes from having emotional intelligence, which means the 4 core skills. I know myself, I manage myself. I know others, and I can manage others. And this with a trained mind. Okay, just not enough to have the 4 skills, but my mind should be able to is trained in such a way that it can notice what is it that they are emoting, what is it that they're feeling. Some people will just stand like this. Some children, no expression on the face. They'll be just standing in front of you and you pose a question. But we should be able to notice and respond to what they feel within. That is with a trained mind. It comes with practice. So emotional balance comes from emotional intelligence. So it is at the higher state, right? This is only the 4 core skills. When you apply it in life, and then they say this person is emotionally balanced, it means you have tried to understand the process and become an emotionally balanced person. You don't react, but you respond to situations. Somebody is throwing a thing at you, you don't throw back. You wait till they calm down and then go and hand it over to them. That is the difference between reaction and response. In a tennis game, what happens? They keep on throwing the ball. Okay, keep hitting the ball this side and that side. And then a time comes and the person who's going to win gently walks to the front and gently pushes the ball over the net. Perfect emotional balance. While the person is waiting at that time, thinking he's going to hit the ball again. So emotional balance is using emotional intelligence with a trained mind to notice and respond to emotions when they arise. Beautiful. So we have understood the connection now. Next, how do we do it? How do we bring this connection? We need to understand. Before that, a beautiful one by Aristotle 2,500 years.
Ma'am, we can't hear you.
No sound?
Now it's
Wait,
okay,
wait. I
ma'am.
think I'll put
Better,
my
ma'am.
Zabra again.
Yeah, now it's fine. We can hear you.
We can hear you, ma'am.
Now, great. Okay. I think that got excited. There's been used so much that it went off. Made me go into a mute mode. That was emoting. Even inanimate things emoting their own way. I think the Zabra got exhausted. Okay, listening to my voice and so close. Right. So now now you can hear me. I'm sorry, I didn't even realize. Okay. Now all of you can hear.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So just read this. To be angry with the right person. Imagine choosing a right person to be angry with, maybe our close ones, to the right degree, where to raise the voice or not to raise the voice. Right time, whether it's going to be morning, evening, or midday. And for the right purpose, should I get angry with him or not get angry? And in the right way, how do I emote? My God, not easy, but he's beautifully put into just 4-5 lines what is emotional balance. Thank you. Thank you all for telling me I was not audible. Right, the next one. This we have finished. This we have finished. Next one. Yeah. Now, how do we achieve this emotional balance? How do we achieve? 13 key tips to achieve. In fact, we have 13 points in our heartfulness meditation. We go to that, we are in the central region. So we can take up these 13 key tips. We have achieved the emotional balance. So let us just understand it. It's also simple. Accept, notice, and feel the emotion. Like when I was not audible, all of you must have got a little wondering what to do. I can't hear, I want to hear. A little irritation also, a little agitation. Most important, to understand what I feel. First thing, accept. I'm getting angry. Feel the emotion. Notice the emotion. Accept the emotion. Don't try to hide it under the thing. Okay? You have to accept. I'm an angry person, but I can work on myself. So this is the most important. Next one. Identify the particular emotion. No. Not the next slide. There are 5 points. Identify the particular emotion. Okay? You need to know, am I hurt or am I angry? Am I upset or am I irritated? Try to identify. Pause. Go within. Close your eyes. Say, how am I feeling now? And you will start analyzing your own emotion. Put the emotion into words. This is the most difficult. People are unable to say. That's why in the kindergarten, okay, we have the emoticon signs. The child has to say, how is he feeling today? I'm sure those who are kindergarten teachers know that. They have to come and put that card. Today I'm feeling happy. Today I'm feeling, I'm excited. Okay, I'm sad. The emotion into word. We should know that and express it also. Express your feelings in appropriate ways. If you're hurt, express it properly, not as anger, as hurt. If you're happy, express it appropriately, not in a different way. So people who look at you know what you feel about it. Most important, pause, reflect, and respond. You need to pause. Press the pause button. Wait for a few seconds. I remember when a child got so angry, this was about 25 years back. He was in the 8th standard. And then the teacher brought him and he said, he always gets angry and bangs another child. And then I told, dear, why don't you count 1 to 10? And he sweetly told me, ma'am, by the time I count 3, I've lost my temper. Okay. So he can take up his pause only till 3, right? But slowly by practicing, we need to pause. I also remember another incident where a teacher came to me, all angry, and they pointed a finger at me and told, this is what you're doing. And I told myself, Nirmala, pause. Nirmala, pause. Because it gave me time to collect myself, to understand that they're the peak of emotion. And then I waited till they told the whole thing. It did help. Okay? It helps you to reflect. And then you respond. You don't react again to them. So 5 things over. The next 5. Let us go to the next 5 or 6. Very beautifully colored. Okay? Stay positive. Very, very important, because positive emotions are important in our life. Definitely so many things are happening, especially during the past 2 years. There was this person, okay, I read in one of the WhatsApp messages, who was throwing a party to somebody, okay, to the whole group of his friends. And all were enjoying. And suddenly somebody asked, what is the party for? And he told, this morning, my Mercedes-Benz car crashed. And everybody was aghast. Imagine celebrating when his car is out totally, a costly car. And then he told, but the driver is alive. And that's the reason I'm having the party. Positive in a negative situation. Okay? Very, very important to understand whatever happens in life was meant to happen. It is giving us an experience, but we can take up the positive aspect of it, understand the experience that is given, and move forward. Figure out what's important to you in life and focus on that. Extremely important if you want to be emotionally balanced. Most of the children are confused. Can I do this? Shall I do that? Shall I go here? Shall I go there? No. Sit quietly, introspect, list out, research, talk to people. What do you want to do in life? And then start moving towards that. Energy will not be wasted. You will be more focused when you do that. Gratitude. Sometimes I feel this is missing a lot nowadays. We take everything for granted, but we need to practice gratitude. Small little things. You're so thirsty and somebody suddenly gives you a water. A child comes and gives you water. I remember a little child, I used to call him Ramanujan in the class, about 10 years back in the fourth standard. I'll be sitting and doing something even at 1 or 2 in the afternoon, and he'll quietly come and say, "Ma'am, did you have your lunch?" So sweet of him. Immediately I said, "Thank you, Ramanujan. I just forgot. And ma'am, please do eat." Little things, a chocolate in your hand, practice gratitude. Sit in the night, think of all the wonderful things that have taken place, and we can note down how many wonderful things have taken place and have the gratitude for enabling us to be positive. Very important, practice gratitude and connect with others. We have to be with our friends. We need to connect with our families. As Bharat told yesterday, no loneliness. You can be alone, but still connect to them in some way or the other. Give them joy, and you will be joyful also. Maintain a joyful environment. Joy is from the heart. Happiness is a state of mind, but joy is from the heart. Okay? Maintain a joyful environment so children feel like getting into the classroom. So 10 points over, 3 more points. What do we do? Manage stress, practice. Relaxation, deep breathing, left nostril breathing. Okay, now a lot of yoga classes are going on online free of charge. Please get into those classes. Deep breathing, belly breathing. I didn't know how to breathe properly, but I learned it when I attended the yoga class, right? Left nostril breathing. You have the left and the right. The right is Surya Nadi, okay, solar. It gives you energy when you breathe through that. Left is lunar, Chandra Nadi, moon. So if this is dealing with the opposite kind of side of the brain, the parasympathetic nervous system. So if you want to be calm, just close your right nostril, or if you can do it, breathe 10 times. You become calm. I keep telling people when you're angry, you just need to do that. That will help you to pause and the parasympathetic thing to be activated. Left nostril breathing. Exercise. Sitting on the chair. You can do a lot of exercise. Okay? Just like this, so that your shoulder relaxes. It is an exercise. Sitting and do something at least, but walking is the best, right? Healthy food, all of us know. Good sleep. Okay? Have relaxation in the night and go to sleep. Most important, have a balance between activity and rest, which most of us are not doing. We need to balance both. That leads to emotional balance. Thank you. So this is done now. What is emotional balance? How to achieve it? Now we'll go to the next. Rajlakshmi wants the previous screen, but maybe you can see in the YouTube, dear. Is it okay? As we may be running out of time. Is that okay? Yeah. What happened to the screen?
Menti.
Menti now. Okay, I'm sorry. Kamakshi keeping a track of what I'm doing. I'm happy. It's a blessing in disguise, Lata says. Yes. Maturity doesn't allow to express complete. Very true. Our ego comes in. Can I laugh loudly? Can I just be myself? Can I express my emotions? Ego brings in. Societal rules and regulations make us go down a little. So now out of these 13 that I discussed, because just now I discussed, let us see how much you remember. Just name any 3 which you think touch your heart. Connect with others. Meditation, beautiful. Staying positive. It is just a kind of a recap. Thank you, Vara. You're also sweet to say that to me. Right. Staying positive. Connect to people. Happy. Gratitude. Positive thinking. Ignore shortcomings. Great idea. That's a great one. Ignore shortcomings. Right? Happy to be balanced. Yes. Accept as it comes. Laugh a lot. Laugh loud. Laugh a lot. Wonderful. Connect to the heart. That gives you the love and the pause and the peace. Healthy life. That is drink good sleep. Be joyful. Practice gratitude. That's in the chat box also. I'm getting it. Accept situations. Great. So you've all remembered. Something is gone. And out of the 13, we practice even 3. It does not matter. Accept, reflect, and respond. Balance. Thank you all. Stay positive, and gratitude has become the main thing. Smile. Yes, we started in the beginning. All of you keep smiling. It doesn't matter. Introspect. Wonderful. Thank you. Now you keep answering. We'll go to the next slide. Yeah, we can go to the next slide.
I have the 5 to 7 class.
Something. Okay. Now, $1 million question. We are aware of some of the tips. All of us know. We have read it. We have seen it. We have known it and tried to follow them, but perceive no change in our emotional state. Why is it so? Right? The $1 million question. The main reason, the mind, the software program in us needs to be rewritten. The brain is the hardware. It just takes up whatever we give it, right? The mind is the software, the impulses, the thought currents, the energy as vibrations. This is the electrochemical, okay? We call it electrochemicals, which are running in the brain continuously at such great speeds, and they keep connecting with each other. We have 100 million neurons in each brain, which is just fifth size. Can you beat it? And trillion connections each one can make with each other. So continuously there is something going on. The software program has to be rewritten, right? And how do we do it? And why should we do it? Let us analyze. They're called impulses, thought currents, energy as vibrations. We'll go to the next slide. Yeah. This little Daji has spoken. He's a global guide. What is mind? Never mind. Mind your mind. Okay. Split mind. Hope you don't mind. We use that word so often. But what is mind? Yeah. You can play the video.
Mind is something like a software. What is software to a hardware? The mind is a software to the brain. Brain is the hardware. Mind plays out this role of its being a software and how we manifest based on the program that we create. In the computer industry, somebody creates a program and program runs the computer. In a real life situation, we are the creator of our own program. We create our mind, efficient mind or deficient mind, foolish mind or wise mind. This is our creation. So to answer briefly what is mind, it is software behind our hardware called brain.
Simple, very simple. It is the software that runs our lives. So we need to pay attention to it. It's where thoughts flow, right? Okay, so we'll understand. So what am I made up of? Where is this mind? Let us understand this. All of us have the cell phone with us. Okay, it is a real helpful device now, especially in this century and online course. We have what is known as the external body, the physical body it refers to. That is the analogy I'm using. Inside is the SIM card, so small. It has a lot of applications. The most important one, without that, we can't run the program. So in our body, the mind, the M4 is called the energy as vibration, the causal body, the battery inside the cell phone. That is the heart, which gives us the energy. And we have to charge it every day through meditation. Simple. So we have a physical body, we have a mental body, causal body where the potential energy is there, unmanifested. PM4C. What is that M4? Let us try to look into the next one. The next slide. This is how we are made up of. Deep within is the causal body, okay? And the mental body is just there after it, around it. The consciousness, which is awareness. Mind is the thinking apparatus. Intellect is a reasoning apparatus. Ego confirms what we have decided to do. Okay, it confirms you can do it. So it's a heart-mind field. And outside is the Sthula Sharif, the physical body. Deep within, we have the SIM card called the mind. That is the M4. And is the most important one we need to pay attention to. This is a human design, the divine technology. We'll go to the next slide. Now, the signs of emotions. Now, these are the key players in the signs of emotions. You have the heart in the center, which keeps on emitting the vibration, the magnetic field. 72 times it beats in a minute. it is there. Okay, positive, it expands. Negative, it contracts but sends a vibration. Now you have on this side the prefrontal cortex. Okay, this is the conscious or the rational mind. It thinks, reflects, responds, right? And it is more prominent in awareness, thoughtful, able to ponder, yeah, and reflect. It takes 3 seconds to respond. Okay, now this side we have what is known as the subconscious or the emotional mind, which is at the back. The feels and reacts, right? Is the amygdala. It is an almond shaped one on 2 sides at the base of the brain. It is impulsive and powerful, sometimes illogical, fast response, 1 by 32 per second. 32 times it can go 1 by 32 of a second. Okay, it's as fast as that. Now let us see what happened, Kamakshi. The
power issue, auntie. I'm just connecting.
Oh, you have a power issue, no problem. Yeah.
Is it okay now?
Yeah.
Can you see?
Perfectly okay. Nothing to worry. I'm so happy. 0.03 seconds it responds like that. Somebody shouts at you, you shout back. Tuck. That's it. By the time the prefrontal cortex can even react, it is 100 times slower compared to amygdala. Okay, so this amygdala is called the subconscious, emotional, or the primal mind. So we have understood this structure now. Now let us go to the next one. Yeah. Now what is mind? Okay, it is a flow of thought currents. Repetitive thoughts leads to brooding. And National Science Foundation research on human thoughts per day, it says average person has about 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts per day. Can you beat it? 80% is negative and 95% exactly the same repetitive thoughts as the day before. We keep thinking again and again. They told that to me. Why did they do it? What happened? Why should they do it? Again and again. And per minute, 35 to 50 thoughts, which means every second we are thinking, right? And most of them get stored in the subconscious or emotional mind, from where we operate 90% of our time. It is the subconscious mind that is operating based on our past experiences, right? Conscious mind only 10%. Let us go to the next slide. Now, this is the chain reaction. When a thought is there, repeated thoughts with emotions attached to them. Okay, emotion is there. I look at an ice cream, 100 thoughts go about the ice cream. Where to buy, what to buy, when to buy, with whom shall I share, how much will it cost, will it melt, shall I keep in the fridge? Imagine one ice cream and a lot of emotions attached to them. They get entangled, entrapped, enmeshed, enshrouded, and the neural pathways are set. Continuously, we have been thinking about it. So neural pathways get broader and broader. And these storage of these thought currents are in the subconscious mind. It's a memory bank. The emotional baggage is there. The emotional memory is there. That is what is operating for us, 90%. Okay, 10% only the conscious mind is operating. That is what we need to remove from ourselves. Somebody hurt me 10 years back. I see them again. Immediately it comes up. That emotional baggage tells me this person, be alert with them. They hurt you 10 years back. We have not forgotten, nor forgiven. So that emotional baggage is what is operating us and comes out as anger every time. And how much is the thing that can be stored? 2.5 petabytes. I learned that only now. 25 lakh gigabytes of storage can happen in our brain. Can you beat it? Memory bank, 25 lakh gigabytes. The 21st century cell phone has only 1,000 gigabytes as its storage. So you can imagine how powerful our brain really is and our mind is. We'll go to the next one. So the chain reaction is set in. Now this is how it is. It's a default setting in all of us. 10% of the conscious mind operates above the tip of the iceberg, as we call it. 90% is below, submerged. Okay, and in the conscious mind, 40 bits of data per second is processed. Okay, per second. Whereas in the subconscious mind, 40 million bits of data. How fast it is. It is all there. And we use 90% of it. The memory capacity, as I told, 2.5 petabytes, 2,500 terabytes, or 25 lakh gigabytes. So wonderful. So wonderful our human design. So we need to ensure that 10% becomes more and more, and the 90% becomes less and less, or more positive things we feed into it. The emotional baggage should be positive, not negative. It is bringing us down. We say, I'm feeling heavy. Okay, don't we say, Manasu baluva irukku in Tamil we say. Manasu baluga undandi. Okay, I'm sure in Hindi also something like that must be there. So let us remove that baggage. Pull it out. How do we do it? It's garbage in, but garbage out, nobody has taught it the way, but heartfulness has a way. Go to the next one. The next slide. This is how we are in the subconscious mind. Look at your left side, all complexities. We are distracted, we are tired, there is a mental chatter going on, we are depressed, we are stressed, we are angry, feeling lost, hyperactive, ruffled, fearful, cynical, indecisive. So many things are running inside this side. Rewrite the program. The default setting should be this side, the right side. Come to simplicity. Be alert, aware, focused, fresh, stable, calm and composed, balanced, steady, courageous, loving. Let it be lit. Once you have these positive things, it expands. And then you can see the light within, which guides you from within. The potential energy is within. You can never ever get tired. You'll be always energetic because you're in contact with the potential energy, which is there in the heart, the spirit, okay? The root, whatever you can call it, the soul. So from here, we need to go towards the simplicity. How do we do it? Is there a way? Let's look at it. We have the heartfulness cleaning, the using the power of thought, the power of will, the intention and suggestion. Okay, now what is the thought? I want to eat. Okay, I have a bread slice and I have a knife on top. Okay, now the knife is there. That is the thought. Let us say we compare it. But unless you apply a force, the will, the bread cannot be cut. I want to do something. Then use your will. I can do it, but I will do it. That is the willpower, the sankalpa shakti. And then it becomes an intention. I will do it. Then I will proceed to do it. So thought power alone is not enough. That is mano shakti at the mind level. Willpower is at a deeper level. Sankalpa shakti. I make an intention and the suggestion. Subtle suggestions are enough. It need not be forceful. The subtlest the suggestion from within, it immediately gets activated. And that is what we are using in the cleaning process. Yesterday, you did the relaxation meditation. Today, we have what is known as the cleaning process or the rejuvenation process. All the emotional baggage and the complexities that are there in the subconscious mind, we are trying to remove it out and bring about a lightness, joy, a carefree attitude, right? We'll go to the next one. So this can be done every day in the evening after you come back from work so that you remove every day the baggage you've accumulated. We also have emergency or spot cleaning. And what do we do there? Suddenly somebody tells something and then we are upset. Immediately 5 minutes sit and do the same process of cleaning, that everything is going out from your back and the light from the source is getting into the thing, okay, and making you light. So emergency, like coffee falling on your dress, you don't remain with a coffee thing staying throughout the day. You remove it immediately. Do that immediately. Emotional detox. Heartfulness has practices to overcome fear, stress, and anger. It's all available in the net, or we can even send it to you, right? So this is what we're going to do now. We'll understand from Kamlesh Ji Patel what is the emotional baggage we are carrying, the memory that we are carrying, right? The cognitive memory and the emotional memory. Let's listen to him. And then we will do the experiential part today of the heartfulness cleaning. Yeah. Volume is not heard. Volume is not there. Kamakshi, volume is not there. No.
Memory.
No, again from the beginning.
We have,
from the
by
beginning.
and large, two types of memories. One is cognitive memory. Another is emotional part attached to that memory. When you have a fight or an argument with someone, you will remember this at a mental level. At the same time, your heart will also be affected because of that argument. which affects you emotionally. So we try to forget at a mind level and we try to forgive at an emotional level. Through this cleaning, we are able to make peace with this emotional memory. We get rid of this emotional baggage.
Thank you, Kamakshi. That was two types: cognitive, the mind level, emotional memory at the subconscious level. We are trying to clean that out, and we have the cleaning process for that, right? Deep-rooted complexities and impurities to remove that. The heartfulness cleaning process, it is very simple. You just need to follow the instructions, and Swati will lead you through that. Swati, is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please. We will start with that. Not this, Kamakshi, that. Later, this, after we finish. Yeah, that's it. We'll start
Okay.
now.
Yeah, ma'am, just I wanted to check my volume is okay.
Yeah,
Clear?
now it's okay. Yeah.
So let us sit all comfortably. Take a sip of water if you need to. Settle down. Very gently close your eyes. As a first step of this process, we will mentally focus on our pelvic area around our tailbone. Imagine the entire area is filled with the golden fluid. And this fluid is getting filled in the bone structure of your entire upper body. The vertebrae, rib cage, the bones of your hands and shoulder, and your entire skull. Imagine the golden fluid from your hip area is going to the core of the bony structure, all the bones of your upper body, the rib cage, the vertebrae, your skull, all the bones of your hands are filled to the core with this golden fluid. Stay with this thought for a moment. You may visualize this process, the fluid spreading in the entire bony structures of your upper body. And now we move to the second step. Of removing these impressions from our system and becoming purer and simpler. These impressions are leaving you from your back, your entire back, as in back of your head, neck, and all the way to your tail. From this whole of this area, the impressions are leaving in the form of smoke. While your eyes are closed, you can imagine the entire process. Actually visualize it. Feel the smoke leaving from your back. The impressions which are actually living in the form of smoke. Continue to stay with this thought. If any other thoughts are coming your way, very gently bring yourself back to the process. While all the impressions are leaving, we are not choosing consciously what stays and what goes. Just remain open. Allow everything to go. All the impressions are leaving in the form of smoke. You are just being there as a witness to the process. And also make a note how you're physically feeling while this process is in progression. Have a very gentle thought that the process is being accelerated. The smoke is leaving you faster than before. Exercise your will if needed to continue to stay with this process. You are experiencing lightness in your system. As all the impressions and the complexities are leaving you in the form of smoke from your back, there is a sense of lightness. Now, moving to the third step of this process, very gently invite the positive energy or the divine current from the front of your body. While the smoke still continues to live from your back, this positive energy is entering into each and every cell of your body. Rejuvenating them, filling it with the positive energy, and also helping you to push away the remaining impurities out from your back. Stay with this thought of inviting the divine current from the front. for a few more moments. You're feeling light as all the heaviness is moving out. You're feeling simpler as all the complexities have left. And you're feeling purer as all the impurities have left. You're feeling rejuvenated and re-energized. And for the last step, make a very gentle and humble suggestion that the process of cleaning has been done perfectly as it should be. You may gently ease out. Take your time while your eyes are still closed. Experience the change you're feeling in your physical, mental, and a deeper self. Allow the response to surface as you are exploring yourself. How am I feeling in my body, in my head, and in my heart? You may also make note of this experience, which is unfolded in just 7 to 8 minutes of the practice of this process called cleaning. Thank you. Nemal ma'am, over to
Yeah,
you.
I will take over. Right. Thank you all. Maybe you can just put on what you felt in the chat box after this session. Just one or two words, how you felt. I'm again using the word felt, and you're expressing it now. Yeah. Conscious, it gives happiness and balance. Calm. Where is it now? They go up or down. Yeah. Oh, a lot of things have come. Right. Can you see any chat box responses?
Yes, ma'am. They are flooded with energy, relaxed,
Oh, and
great.
light. I went the other way around. I went up to coming down. Yeah, absolutely relaxing. Wonderful. Peace, blessed, calm, rejuvenated, unpleasant to pleasant. Beautiful wording. Thank you. More energy, so active. Wonderful. I'm happy. You can keep practicing it. It's all in the net. You can go and have a look at it also, how to do it every day. Anybody above 15 can practice these techniques. Right. Now we'll go to the next one. They're all refreshed. I'm sure they can go on for another 2 hours. Yeah. So we'll now go to the next slide. I have a beautiful poem there. Yeah.
Share the video directly.
You can play the video now, please. It's a beautiful poem. You can just enjoy listening to it.
Friends, the ancient philosopher Heraclitus said, day by day, what you choose, what you think, and what you do is who you become. Day by day, what you choose, what you think, and what you do is who you become. The last verse of the poem that I'm about to share with you today goes something like this. As you close your eyes in slumber, do you think that God would say, you have earned one more tomorrow by the work you did today? As you close your eyes in slumber, do you think that God would say, you have earned one more tomorrow by the work you did today? I feel if you meditate on this one question frequently, the self-awareness that will emerge will create a powerful force for inner growth and transformation. This poem is titled, Have You Earned Your Tomorrow? By Edgar Albert Guest. Is anybody happier because you pass his way? Does anyone remember that you spoke to him today? This day is almost over and its toiling time is through. Is there anyone to utter now a kindly word of you? Did you give a cheerful greeting to the friend who came along? Or a churlish sort of howdy and then vanish in the throng? Were you selfish, pure and simple, as you rushed along the way? Or is someone mighty grateful for a deed you did today? Can you say tonight, in parting with the day that's slipping fast, that you helped a single brother of the many that you passed? Is a single heart rejoicing over what you did or said? Does a man whose hopes were fading now with courage look ahead? Did you waste the day? Did you waste the day or lose it? Was it well or sorely spent? Did you leave a trail of kindness or a scar of discontent? As you close your eyes in slumber, do you think that God would say, you have earned one more tomorrow by the work you did today? You have earned one more tomorrow by the work you did today. I leave you with this quote that...
Yeah, thank you. Yes, thank you all for your words of appreciation. You have indeed made my day. It's just beautiful. I'll end with the last quote. Happiness is a skill. Emotional balance is a skill. Compassion and altruism are skills. And like any skill, they need to be developed. That's what education is all about. Thank you all. Keep smiling, be positive, and emotionally balanced. Have a great day and the years to come. Thank you. Thank you, Swati. I think we did it on time, so people can go and have